primetime Poulton, keep it entertaining. You already know him. Outworking everybody and he don't ever quit. Talking about plenty comics like Graveyard Shift, Sea Dog, Spike and Whoop, U.S. Assassin. Doing just what he loves, this is his passion. Bring more value to your dollar, no I'm not fronting. That's how just a writer became a moral compass. This is primetime Poulton. This is primetime Poulton. Let's go.
Behold the King of Kings. On your knees, dog. All hail. Bow down to the King. Bow down to the King. In red as he walked from the place where the traitor lost both his name and his face. Through the halls and the corridors, stinking in blood, he tasted his grin, and it tasted good. The king took his head, left him broken and dead. Bow down to the king. Bow down to the king. Bow down to the king. Left none living, unable to tell. The king took their heads and he sent them to hell. Their screams echo loud in the place of their death. Ripped open they die with their final breath. They hail the King of Kings. Bow down to the king. Bow down to the king. Bow down to the king. Into the dirt. His will be done. Now feel your fear. There can be only one. Bow down. Bow down. Bow down. Bow down. Bow down to the. Bow down. Bow down to the king. Bow down. Bow down. Bow down. Bow down. The king is here. Now feel your fear. The King of Kings. All hail the king. On your knees for the king. The King of Kings. There is only one.
Just another boring day where nothing changes. Everything was normal till you came running. Ezra, no, don't take me home, just keep me here, just keep me wanting. Ezra, no, don't take me home, just keep me here, just keep me wanting. Ezra, no, don't take me home, just keep me here, just keep me wanting. Ezra, no, don't take me home, just keep me here, just keep me wanting. Ezra, no, don't take me home, just keep me here, just keep me wanting. Ezra, no, don't take me home, just keep me here, just keep me wanting. Ezra, no, don't take me home, just keep me here, just keep me wanting. Ezra, no, don't take me home, just keep me here, just keep me wanting. Ezra, no, don't take me home, just keep me here, just keep me wanting.
What's up, guys? Happy Friday. It's the Moral Compass, the Fulfillment King, Mark Poulton. Joining me, my co-host, my best friend, Sean Ahrendt. What's up, Sean?
What's going on?
Look at you in the toy room, in the daylight. Looks nice.
Yeah.
So this is our Let's Try Again stream. We last night we tried to talk with great John Stinsman about the Avengelyne Omnibus. Had some technical difficulties with StreamYard.
Yep.
A lot of people streaming, heavy traffic, but we're back. We're going to give this a try. And John was gracious enough to join us again. Here he is, John Stinsman.
Hey.
What's up, John?
It's daylight, so I'm working.
Oh, nice. Anything you can share with us?
Working on.
Well, this is just a private commission for somebody. What do I have coming up? I've got a couple covers coming up for various people that I'll post when they post.
Oh,
I don't
awesome.
like to ever jump the gun and reveal something before, obviously, the creator has. So
Yeah.
once they start pushing those 3 covers that I've got in the can,
Yeah, I mean,
up there, yeah.
that
That's
is the first.
professionalism.
Yeah. It's a perfect opportunity to, announce U.S. Assassin 4 Dogs of War, the John Stinsman variant covers. We're going to launch once we're done fulfilling the triple connecting covers for John Malin, Shane Davis, and Ethan Van Sciver. Probably another week. We're just waiting for some orders to get locked in, and then we can send them out. But we got the sign up ready for U.S. Assassin 4. Amanda B is sharing the links. Amanda, if you please could drop the links for U.S. Assassin 4, Type 1, and of course the Avengelyne Omnibus. I'd appreciate it. But let's show off these covers you're doing for us, John.
Yeah, for sure.
First up, we got U.S. Assassin.
Yes, the main man himself.
Here he is. Just a badass.
Yeah, it's a very cool
Shot.
design. It was fun to do. I liked it a lot. And then you said kind of just, go into my G.I. Joe zone.
Yeah.
Which I did to a degree, but there was something, having not drawn superheroes necessarily in so long that I really wanted to add that in there too, a little bit of that superhero feeling to it, I just remember a lot of the 90s comics where, you'd have that battered and bruised hero on the cover, but yet he's still relenting through whatever ordeal he's going through. So
Yeah, no, I absolutely love it. You killed it.
cool.
Mm-hmm.
Just
All decked out, accessoried out, pouches, bullets, swords, guns.
Yeah.
This is 90s. It's awesome.
Just don't throw a grenade at him because you'll blow up like 10 blocks,
Yeah.
And that's exclusive to the Indiegogo campaign, which will be launching soon. One of 2 exclusive covers for Indiegogo, and the second one, I know this was a big bucket list item for you.
It was indeed.
cover of Roddy Piper, who guest stars in Dogs of War, officially licensed character for U.S. Assassin. So that's awesome. And yeah, when you said, is there any possible way you could get to draw Roddy Piper? I was like, yeah, I can make that happen.
Yeah, hell yeah, dude. He's my all-time favorite wrestler as a kid. All-time favorite. I just love him, and I wanted to see that face. To me, is the face when he's got somebody on Piper's pit.
Yeah,
just rousing the shit out of him, and he finally just slaps them and laughs in their face. That's the glee and joy that he has firing that Gatling gun as well.
Yeah, no, that's my favorite part of this piece is the expression on Roddy's face, just the pure joy of.
Yes, I knew before I was even going to draw it or what it was going to be that he had to have that expression. That's the one I had to go for. So when you said, "Well, have him like firing a Gatling gun or something," I'm like, "That'll work with that for sure."
Did his estate see this one?
Oh yeah, they've been so cool. They retweet and promote everything for U.S. Assassin when it involves Roddy Piper. So that they absolutely love this cover.
Nice,
fantastic.
Yeah, they requested a bunch of copies of this cover. So when it comes to fulfilling, they'll get a huge package of all sorts of U.S. Assassin swag. Yeah. So, guys, make sure you sign up for U.S. Assassin 4 Dogs of War on Indiegogo, launching soon once the triple connecting covers are all fulfilled. One last thing we got to promote before we dive into Avengelyne, and that is my main man, Sean Ahrendt's Type 1. Guys, if you're a fan of 90s comics, Rob Liefeld, Extreme, check out Type 1. It's Sean Ahrendt and the great Dan Kemp.
Yep. Don't be a bum. Back Type 1.
Boom, man.
You know my spiel.
Here we go. But we got some great covers by Sean Ahrendt.
Mm-hmm.
Great. Love that.
Awesome.
Beautiful.
We got coming soon the Joe Sontag cover.
Yeah, Joe's working on the pencils right now. I got the layout. It's awesome. Everything you expect from Joe. So once he's done with his pencils, I'll ink it up and then send it to Dan to color it. We got this great Phil McNulty variant and colors by Dan. Yeah, so we're kicking ass. We're $80 away from making 10 Gs across both platforms. So thank you to everybody that's spending hard-earned money. Got this awesome Chris Gray's Ride and Pain Streets team up. That one just fucking bananas.
We're still having a little issues with your audio, Sean.
Really?
Yeah, we'll power through it.
Yeah, well, do I have to scream?
No, it just seems weird. We get like a booping sound every now and then when you start
like a popping.
Yeah.
Oh, really? Fungal.
But guys, Type 1, Sean is busting his ass on it, working every day on new pages. Dan Kemp just killing it on the colors.
Yep.
I'm really looking forward to this one. Watching Sean's art progress through the years, and now he has his own book out. Sean, I'm so proud of you.
Thanks, brother.
All right, here we go. Avengelyne Omnibus. There's only 6 hours left in this campaign.
Very short period of time.
Time flies. I feel like this was just launching.
Yeah.
I felt like we just backed this like 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, and man, it made it's jumping quite a bit today, being at the last day. You guys are over $81,000, closing in on $82,000. Over 600 backers. This is a huge success. This is being put out by Counterpoint Comics, Marat Michaels' company. Marat, no stranger to Extreme and Rob Liefeld. I think he's probably Rob's longest employed artist.
So.
Yeah, and now
no stranger to Kickstarter either. He's done campaigns for a decade now. So
Marat's given me a run for the money on numbers of fulfilled campaigns. So he's killing it. I think this is in the perfect hands. Everyone rest assured you're going to get this omnibus. Clocking in at 370 pages, I believe.
Yeah, it's a lot. It's the first miniseries, the first 3-issue miniseries, and then Deadly Sins and Power, which are 2 separate miniseries that ran for, I think, 2 and 3 issues. And then we go into the ongoing, which was 14 issues. And then there's also a miniseries by the great Scott Clark, who illustrated that. No longer with us, unfortunately, but he has his Avengelyne miniseries in that omnibus as well.
Guys, we have 54 people watching on X and YouTube. If you're new to the channel, hit subscribe, hit the thumbs up button. Go check out Avengelyne. I don't know where my manners are. We're 18 minutes into this, and I haven't said hello to the chat yet. We got first in the chat. No, not Mark Penguin. We got the queen of the chat, Amanda B, sharing the links. 6 hours to go on Avengelyne.
Great.
We got Don here. Well, I'm here for the party. Here we go. He wants to know cool rap in the intro. Who did this? That's Kibo. I use him for a bunch of my raps. There he is, Mark Penguin. Sneak attack. Good thing I just happened to go on break at work.
Nice.
Amanda B sharing the links for Ride and Pain 2. We'll be launching that in August. Go sign up for it. The Don says that looks like Sean on guitar for the Flash song. that's me and Sean in the basement. We got a studio down there.
Yeah.
We got Past Master Dan in the house. He says, I'm giving Ethan a run for his money with the amount of streaming I'm doing. We gotta promote Avengelyne. I don't know if I've been more excited for a crowdfunded book in such a long time. Avengelyne Omnibus. And this is just hopefully the first of many omnibuses from Marat and Rob. Yeah.
I mean, I know they have a good deal going on, so I don't know who's going to be up next, but I think, this is definitely a good sign that there's going to be a lot more to come.
The Don says this may be the weirdest song I've ever heard, yet I dig it. It always gets me in the right frame of mind to stream. Amanda B says it's catchy. Mark Penguin says the John Malin cover never dropped and it's removed from the campaign. Yeah, I noticed that as well. I have a theory on that, and maybe it's wishful thinking, but I think the Avengelyne Omnibus is doing so well. Maybe we get a second Avengelyne Omnibus, and that collects my run that the John Malin cover appears in.
That's possible.
Yeah. Amanda B says, can you ask Malin for my godlike stuff so I can get it sooner?
Out of our hands.
Yeah. We're just fulfilling the triple connecting covers.
Yeah.
Now, is that the controversial cover that everyone working on it got into a bitter feuding war over, working over somebody else's layouts and
I don't know about that.
I'm not sure about that.
Is that the one that set fire?
Oh, I'm not sure.
News to us, but let's talk about that. No, I'm kidding.
Amanda B says, I was looking for the Malin cover last night, but I didn't see it and was wondering if I remembered wrong.
No, it was announced at the beginning. I don't know what happened. Instead, we got a Ryan Kincaid cover. Marat contributed a cover. And just in the last 24 to 48 hours, same art, but there's the
blood splatter.
The bloody variant covers and also glow in the dark of all the covers.
Yeah, that's cool.
That's awesome. Mark Penguin has a good question. How does one get a commission from John Stinsman?
That's as simple as just finding me on Facebook and sending me a message. That's how I get all my commissions.
There you go.
So I'm always there every day, so I see them as soon as they pop up.
We got Edwin the Ace joining us. What's up, Edwin?
What's up, Edwin?
Amanda wants to know, do you color yourself?
Yes, I do.
We got Glacier Mountain Comics in the house. Liefeld, Sandman, and Peacemaker are immaculate. What? I don't know what that means. The Don says Roddy with a friggin' minigun.
Hell yeah.
Hot Rod, lots of Roddy Piper fans here. Amanda B says, all I can think about is that Frogtown movie. Not sure that is a good thing.
That's a great thing.
We do a horror movie show every Sunday, John. And when when we announced U.S. Assassin, we reviewed Hell Comes to Frogtown, starring the great Roddy Piper.
Yeah, I remember that one. Yep. Not as
The
good as
Dons-
They Live, but you know.
Oh yeah, we're going to be covering They Live in a couple weeks. The Don says, "Dude taking joy in blowing dudes away."
He does.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
I think we're almost caught up to the chat. The Don says, "Proud of you, Sean."
Cool.
Me too.
Marat is the man. Rest in peace,
Yes.
Scott Clark.
Yeah.
That was a beautifully. He was such an immaculate illustrator, but that Avengelyne mini he did was, oh my goodness, just
Yeah.
beautiful. Can't say enough great things about that man's talent.
Yeah. It was gorgeous. Really was.
Mark Penguin says, "You call me ice pick, but Anna ripped me apart last night about the triple connecting cover campaign." Oh, I don't know
What?
nothing about that.
Well, it ain't got nothing to do with us.
Well, I guess it has to do with me if she ripped me apart. Moral at 40 ounce in the house. What's up? The campaign or fulfillment? Yeah, I don't know about that either. Anna made good points. I don't know. That's we'll have to look into that. But what we're here about Avengelyne now. So, John, tell us, how did you? So I remember you way back. I know you don't remember me, but you worked in my local comic shop.
Yes.
Hall of Heroes, I believe.
Well, back then it was
Heroes World. Yeah.
Mhm.
And one day you were no longer the cashier. They said, "Oh, you went off to California."
Yes, actually, believe it or not, a young John Stinsman, even at that early age, was the manager of that shop.
Yeah.
And I loved it. I loved that job, but I wanted to draw a lot more. I met a guy who was a writer writing for Parody Press. He invited me to do a story with him, which I did. Of course, you know, someone says, "Hey, I got paying comic book work for you that's going to be distributed through Diamond." I'll take it. And we did that issue. And then Gary Carlson, who was someone who worked with both Eric Larson and Rob Liefeld, pre-Extreme, pre-Marvel. Eric had hired him on. He saw the pages I did and said, "Would you like to do a backup story for one of the books that me and Eric are doing?" I said, "Well, of course. How could I not?" So I worked with Eric first. Eric was very kind. He got on the phone with me, you know, when I was here in New Jersey, and just talked to me and was super cool, super supportive, just really nice guy. That story never went to print, unfortunately. And then I met Carl Ostetter, and he said, "Hey, you know, I live in California." I met him here in Jersey, but he said, "I live in California, and you know, I'm going to be moving over to Extreme. So if you want to maybe come out here and see if we can get you in, that'd be, you know, a good idea." So that's what happened. Yeah, I went down to the studio. Rob saw some of my work on a pinups and said, "Get this guy a book." And then I started doing fill-in issues on all kinds of different stuff until Team Youngblood, which I did like maybe a 5-6 issue run on that, which back in the day was huge. And then I moved on to Avengelyne when Rob saw a pinup I had done in Team Youngblood of a character named Riptide, where she was posing for like a Playboy-esque magazine, and he said, "Yeah, I think I want this guy to be the guy who draws this female lead character." And I was happy to do it because that's what I was drawing even before I got into comic books, just hot pinup chicks and my characters. I never really was into drawing like, Superman, Spider-Man, all that stuff. When I was really young, yes.
So what was that like for you to land Avengelyne and be such a hot book at the time?
I mean, it was magnificent. It was beautiful. It was great. I couldn't have been happier. But sometimes when you're drawing and just focusing on the work, you forget the other side of it. You forget that this book's going to be distributed with this many copies, and it's going to go all around the globe, and people are going to see it and read it, and maybe want to know you, or whatever. However it works out, my brain never went to that because that's not. It was so new to me that the idea of being a comic book artist was crazy in and of itself, let alone a comic book artist on a book that was so hot. But it was great. I love that character to this day. It's still my second favorite character I've ever worked on. The top one being my own, but go ahead.
The Don says, I can't get over how much John sounds like Todd McFarlane.
No, I can't. I've heard
Listen,
that on
hey, bud.
multiple live streams. I don't hear it when I hear Todd talk because I don't have like a lisp, I think. But not no offense to anyone who does, but Todd has a little bit of a sound to him. But maybe it's just my rhythm or something. I don't know.
It's the confidence and bravado that you execute when you just drop bombs of knowledge.
Is that what it is?
Amanda B says Parody Press. That's where Don Chin was, right?
I believe so. Yeah.
I think so. Yeah.
Moral Fat 40. He agrees.
There's going to be some friends of mine who are going to laugh their asses off when I tell them this because they keep trying to convince me that I do, and I'm like, no, I don't. But could be worse.
Yeah. I mean, you're being compared to a legend. No harm in that. Guys, we have 72 people watching on X and YouTube. If you're new to the channel, go subscribe, hit the thumbs up, and make sure you check out Avengelyne on Kickstarter.
Yeah, this one's on Kickstarter.
And,
very
5
short
hours
period
left.
of time left, but I'll tell you, those last hours count. It's already jumped up, $1,000 since last time? I don't know.
Yeah.
So,
hey, John, is there a certain page or a scene that you're looking forward to seeing, like, redone or just in print where you're like, wow, like new high quality, just to get it? Like, oh.
At first, I thought you were heading towards the movie.
Not yet.
But as far, because that's somebody else's creative thing that I'm excited to see.
Mm-hmm.
As far as my own work, that's why I was so happy to have gotten a chance to draw the cover for the redo of Avengelyne #1 for this campaign, because I really wanted to, everything I've learned and grown with in the last 28 years, I wanted to put that on paper with Avengelyne and let people see it and hope that they would like it. Now, I understand that, to other people, sometimes they like the older stuff better. Some people don't have a preference. But I just really wanted to let people see what I was up to these days. Maybe they hadn't, stayed with me or whatever. But that first miniseries is very, very close to my heart. I love the story. I love the execution of it all. Obviously, artistically, I wish I had more knowledge at the time so I could have drawn it better. I mean, that's the only thing I have to say about that. But I will say that people have taught me that, when they grow up with something and they love it from their childhood, that's it. That's the pinnacle. That's what they love. And so I would never say anything negative about anything I did on Avengelyne just because it would be like telling somebody they're wrong. Like, oh, that work sucks. And no. If you love it, I love it, Yeah. All that matters to me is what the audience thinks.
Now, for those that don't know, besides all of John's great work that's collected in the Omnibus, there is a reprint of the original Avengelyne #1 with new covers by a lot of artists, including John. I have his cover up here.
Yeah.
It's just so many cool things in this campaign, as well as besides the reprint of #1, there's an Avengelyne Bible. There's hardcover and softcover editions of the Omnibus.
Mm-hmm.
There's something for everyone, I think in this. And this is a book you're going to want. You mentioned it. Let's talk about it. The Avengelyne movie announced. Warner Brothers. Margot Robbie is attached. Olivia Wilde is attached to direct. Simon Kinberg's also involved in this. Just an all-star cast working on this. How excited were you when you heard the news?
Well, I mean, it broke a couple years back.
Yeah.
Initially, not with this lineup of amazing talent, but just that there was talks going on, which happens all the time. And then Rob told me that, the writer's strike held things back and they had to start from scratch. But I am so excited this time around because I think it has the best chance humanly possible of, getting up on the big screen. I know Rob has busted his hump to bring that to fruition. And I'm just as excited as anybody else who's a fan of Avengelyne to buy a ticket and get in that theater and see how it all comes together. I think if they kind of stick with the first miniseries, and that's like got a beginning, middle, and end to it, it's very concise. Yeah. I'm sure they'll tweak things here and there, but I think if you just kind of stick with that, you'll have a good movie on your hands.
Yeah, no, I was equally as excited. I first heard of possibilities of a movie years ago. Rob had told me about it, and I remember a few years back he did a big signing with Gina Carano at San Diego for it, and they had I believe a special Gina Carano cover of Avengelyne. And now this seems like it's a lot more solid with everyone involved. Warner Brothers, Margot Robbie. It's just I don't know. I'm excited for it. You're OG Avengelyne creative team. You're the guy that drew the original series. I was lucky enough to write volume 4, so I have a lot. I'm very fond of the character as well.
Sure, yeah. I mean,
and you did that great cover for my run.
Yeah, thank you. I appreciate being asked to come back and do that. That was the first time since obviously the original series ended that I was asked to come back and do anything with her, and I was just as excited then as I am now to reintroduce the world to my interpretation of this character again, and I hope they like it. I really do. It's for them as much as it's for me. It's I wanted to make sure that the audience felt like they were being taken back 25, 30 years to the same feeling and the same characters. It was important to me on the cover to have all the main cast from that book there, because that's what brings it all together into a cohesive whole of like, this is the book, this is the miniseries, this is the story, and I loved it. I love that character tremendously.
40 ounce says character looks hot. The Don says he just signed up for U.S. Assassin 4 and Ride in Pain 2. Thank you. The Don also says friends with you on Facebook, John. Been following and a fan for a while now.
Appreciate that. Thank you very much.
So let's start at the top of this and go through the campaign. Let everyone know what's available. You might know more than me. So this is the hardcover, Rob Liefeld cover. But I believe there's also a special dust jacket as well that's going to come with the book.
I believe so. I know Rob is the only one doing the cover from the omnibus.
Yeah.
So people were a little confused in the beginning. They thought that perhaps some of these other covers would be, but no, he's that's his cover for the omnibus, and there might be variants of it, but that's the drawing that comes with it. And
then for the last final 24 hours, like you mentioned, the bloody collector's box, bloody variants of some Rob Fallen Angel covers, the Marat Michaels, the Ryan Kincaid covers, comes in a special bloody box as well. It includes Avengelyne.
I think they didn't include me in this. This is just my thought, but they didn't include me on this one because I was the only one who drew a cover with like a full background that didn't quite fit the motif.
That's what I was thinking.
But when I inked the cover, I inked her first, and then I scanned it in, so I have just a single image of her. But they didn't know that. Yeah. So they could have thrown it in there, but I'm more than happy to have the cover I've got. I mean, I'm perfectly happily satisfied with how that came out.
Yeah. The tier includes Avengelyne 1 with 5 serial numbered variants: Black, White, Red, Liefeld Fallen Angel Virgin, Liefeld Fallen Angel Virgin Foil, Black, White, Red, Liefeld Virgin Blood Splatter, Marat Michaels Virgin Blood Splatter, and Ryan Kincaid Virgin Blood Splatter. And one special cover will be hand colored by Rob and randomly inserted into one of the 25 boxes. So this is limited, guys, to 25 boxes.
That's crazy, huh?
Yeah.
There you go.
And then the previous add-ons, you got the glow-in-the-dark variant covers.
That's cool.
That's really cool, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm a sucker for glow-in-the-dark stuff.
And they're limited to 10 copies each. And tiers in the add-on section for each source book and each Avengelyne #1. And then here's a better look at all the variants. Here's the Ryan Kincaid variant cover.
Yep.
Very
He
nice.
killed it.
Mm-hmm.
Colored by Dan Kemp.
Yeah. There you go. Look at that right there.
Yeah.
Six.
And the Marat Michaels.
Yep. He's the one putting in on the hard work, so we got to get him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For sure.
Mighty Marat.
Yeah, he's killing it.
Mm-hmm.
And then here we go, John Stinsman variants. Do you have a favorite character besides Avengelyne from the universe to draw?
Well, I have to be selfish on this one because
Yeah.
The character of Helena, I personally created her for the first
Mhm.
miniseries, and I got to see Art Adams draw her on a variant cover for #3, and that was like the highlight of my entire life at that point.
Wow.
So yeah, I mean, I like Helena. She's kind of a nice foil for Avengelyne. They're like polar opposites. One's like, a female demon that has all her powers, and the other one's a female angel that has, if she had all her powers, she'd be, she could just blow Helena away. But yeah, they're just good foils for each other, I think. Even though Helena died in that, at the end of the 3-issue miniseries, I had been bouncing an Avengelyne story in my head that's sort of like the Dark Knight Returns version of Avengelyne, where like all the time has literally passed, and not to discount what you or anyone else did on the book, but if I was going to write it, I would pick it up right where issue 14, the original.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And everyone can fill in the gaps themselves in terms of like what they want to hold true to the story or not hold true to the story, but we're just going to flash forward that actual amount of time.
Uh-huh.
And Helena would come back for that, just because I think it would be great to draw her again and have fun with that. But I'm not saying that's ever going to happen. I'm not saying I'm going to ever get that opportunity, but
Well, throw it out there in the universe. You
that
never know.
story has been lingering in my head for well over a decade, and I would absolutely love to bring it to life. I really have all the fine details ironed out. It would be great. But yeah, I mean, all the characters were fun to draw. I mean, you got beautiful women and demons. I mean, that's who doesn't want to draw hot chicks and monsters all day?
Sign me up.
And here we go. Some of the interiors from the omnibus.
Yeah, that's Avengelyne when she first gets to Earth and she's making her way to the church, and then we have a sort of a flashback double page of Avengelyne before she was depowered, and she has like a little flashback to a battle in hell. Both colored by my old friend Drew Posada, who was one of the best colorists to ever work
absolutely.
in the industry. Died way too soon. But he took, he would take every page that the other colorists would do, and they would do a great job, and he would just add that extra bit of realism to it with his abilities. And God, he did some great stuff. He was just amazing and a great guy. I miss him tremendously. I wish he was still here.
The Don says, gotta bounce, guys. Good luck on the campaign and movie. Keep killing it, John.
Appreciate
See
it.
you on X.
Right.
So I know you said, you were at the time you were so busy in the work, it was so hard to, appreciate what was going on outside that. But were there any cool? I mean, you have Kathy Christian involved in Avengelyne. Were there any cool signings or convention appearances?
I mean, just as a group, as the Extreme Studios.
Yeah.
We always had fun wherever we went, because they would just sort of, a lot of places would handpick a couple of us to come out to Vegas or come out to, wherever we would go. We went to all these beautiful, amazing states. I'm glad I got a chance to see those, but God, we always had fun. And I don't know. It was a great time. And that's when I really started to realize the impact that Avengelyne was having on the comic culture, because the fans were so jazzed up and excited. And there was no internet, there was no social
Yeah.
media, there was no way to connect with your fans really, unless they would mail in letters. That would be about it at the time. And we had a good letters page in Avengelyne, but yeah, meeting people was always great.
Were you was the Youngblood spaceship that went to conventions? Was that did you witness that?
Oh yeah, I did. As a matter of fact, somebody said something about Comic-Con a while back, and I said, "There's never been a cooler thing at Comic-Con than that Youngblood spaceship."
Yeah.
And then Rob was like, "Dude, you touched my heart with that one." And then like maybe 4 or 5 days later, he's like, "You want to do an Avengelyne cover?" So I don't know if maybe that was the catalyst to touch Rob's heart with that sentiment, but it was true. I mean, that thing was like an amusement park ride. It didn't move. But the interior was complete. You had all the seats in the back, and then you had the cockpit, and then there was a monitor in there that would play the intro to the Youngblood cartoon as you walk through it. It was amazing. I mean, Rob put out so much money with the costumes. He had the Bedrock costume. He had
a chapel, chapel, yeah.
Kodiak.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. There was a Kodiak one. Yeah, I mean, he really just went all out to make it, a Hollywood event, not just a comic book event.
Yeah, no, I never got to witness the Youngblood spaceship, but I remember Extreme came to Philadelphia for a big convention, and the Extreme booth was crazy. I think he had like the Los Angeles Rams cheerleaders with him or something. But it was a madhouse at the booth. I just remember people clamoring for books and the people working behind the tables with fistful of money.
yeah, for sure. I mean, when we first started doing San Diego, we were instructed by him, and perhaps rightfully so at the time, like, you're just going to do free sketches for everybody. We're not going to sit here, and because we weren't, he was the draw and the studio was the draw. We could come and go. That didn't matter. So in a sense, we were just employees, and I was happy to do it because I'd never done anything like that before in my life. But once we started to come into our own, obviously, we were able to kind of break free of some of the more obvious, things and just do our own thing. And, like by the time I did Scarlet Crush with Rob, it was obvious that I was my own man at that point. So I would do, San Diego with him at the Awesome booth and, charge for sketches all day. So. But that initial run, he really wanted to just give to the fans, and we all did.
That's awesome. Guys, we're over $80,000 on the omnibus. We've already unlocked some stretch goals. 25,000. Every backer's getting a trading card. 50,000. That's been unlocked. Everyone's getting an Avengelyne magnet. Next stretch goal unlocks at $100,000. It's a possibility. There's 5 hours left in the campaign, but guys, you have to act quick to get it.
Yeah, you do. Buy a lot.
And it's payday.
Yeah, it's payday, and guys, all the work's been done on this. All 370 pages have already been. This I have a feeling this is going to be a fast turnaround for Marat. He's a pro at this.
Yeah. I'm sure he'll get it right to the printer immediately, and then start fulfillment from there. So there's no real wait time for anything. It's all the work has been done, all the covers have been executed. Now it's just a matter of printing the right amount of copies and getting them out.
We got Rick Saylor in the house. He says, "What's up, Don?"
So,
What's up, brother?
Is there anything else you would like to mention about the omnibus that we have that maybe we skipped over?
I mean, it's just a matter of awareness, I think, making sure that everybody that I could, scour every corner of the internet and make sure that people knew it existed. And hopefully they'll see that it's it's a great book, and I'm sure it'll be beautiful to hold in your hand. But no, I mean, all the hard work's been done. All the promotion's been done. I mean, if you don't know about it now, then, I'm just doing the last minute, like, all right, maybe you're on the fence. I'll convince you somehow.
Out of the 300, I was going to say,
this is not going to be reprinted anywhere else. This is not going to be at Ollie's. This is not going to be at your local comic shop. If you were a fan of Avengelyne, this is where you're going to find that omnibus and nowhere else. So this is the first, last, and only opportunity to get those books in this form.
I'll tell you what, when Ollie started carrying those new 52 trade paperbacks, I stocked up on all the Savage Hawkman ones.
Oh, hell yeah. No, why not? Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Out of those 370 pages, if you were to guess, how many do you think are John Stinsman pages?
Close to 300 probably, because I think the only thing in there that's not me is the Scott Clark ones, and that's 22 pages per issue.
Yeah.
So, just
wow.
66 pages are his, the rest are all mine.
Yeah, that's incredible. Amanda B says, I backed last night and I was not a fan before. We
Cool.
won her over, John.
Yeah, we can hopefully bring you in and you become a fan. You like what you see, and then a couple years from now, you'll be buying a ticket.
That's awesome. Amanda B also has a question. What are the details behind Scarlet Crush? Returning? Crowdfunding?
It is going to be crowdfunded. It's the only way I can do it. I'm going to do an art book first. Hope that does well enough to financially support me for a couple months so that I can work on the Scarlet Crush book. Because, it's hard to do two jobs at once, especially when it's the same job, drawing. So I need time to just focus on Scarlet Crush. So doing the art book first, using that to fund whatever I need to get Scarlet Crush #1 done. And then hopefully each subsequent issue will pay for the next, and I can just keep rolling with it because that's all I want to do,
Yeah. I have a question for you. We talked briefly yesterday about the Rob Liefeld Extreme action figures coming out, Blood Wolf and Cabot.
Yeah.
I know you're a big action figure guy. What would be your dream Avengelyne wave of action figures if you could have 4 releases?
What would have to be pretty much what's on the cover there, which is Avengelyne, her faithful companion, Peter, who's not an exciting character. We can make him more exciting, give him a bunch of gear and stuff.
Oh, yeah.
And then obviously Helena and Belial. And those two were in conjunction together in the first miniseries. So those would be the 4 that I would love to see. But even if it was just Avengelyne, just having that figure in my hand would be so much fun.
Yeah, no, that'd be amazing.
Yeah.
I'm hoping, like, with such a huge cast or star involved, that we get some sort of Avengelyne toys.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know how that's. I'd rather have the higher end loose collector ones because he's going to kick ass and make them perfect, as opposed to God only knows what's going to come out of one of the more established brands. To them, it's just like churn and burn. We don't care. But yeah, it would be great to either way. If I get to hold an Avengelyne figure in my hand, and I've seen some cool customs online. They people have done some great, cool customs. If I go the figure route for Scarlet Crush, it's going to have to be a custom because I don't have the kind of money that, say, Ethan has to throw at a action figure line. I don't have $1 million for that. But yeah, I'd love to have a Scarlet Crush custom figure made at some point just to put on my desk here with me.
Guys, we have over 90 people watching right now on X and YouTube. If you're new to the channel, hit the subscribe button. Sean and I, we stream every Wednesday night, Revolution. Every Sunday, I'm here talking horror movies on the Writhe and Pain Horror Movie Club. And, we have our friends on, like John Stinsman, promoting their books and their crowdfunding campaigns. John is the main guy on this Avengelyne Omnibus, 370 pages. He said, probably 300 plus are his pages, everything but the Scott Clark miniseries. So it's going to be an incredible collection.
Mm-hmm.
I'm
going to send you real quick, but go ahead. Keep going.
I was going to say about Scarlet Crush. What would the new book be? Would it be a continuation of the?
Yeah, well, I can't reprint the issues that have already been printed because Rob, came out of his own pocket to have all those created.
Yep.
So as far as the publishing rights, I suppose he can do what he wants with those pages, and he wrote me when I announced it and said, I wish you the best, and if there's anything I can do, let me know to help out. But it's going to be a continuation of the first storyline, but you will not have to have read those issues to know what's going on, because I'm going to start the story kind of at a point beyond the beginning of the story and then take you back through it in these little snippets. And so, you won't have to have read the first two to know exactly what's going on. Well, to eventually know exactly what's going on in this book.
Sean, anything you'd like to ask John?
You remember when you drew that? No, I'm kidding. If you had the chance to do an Avengelyne, let's say, what you get to do Avengelyne again and have her cross over with another character from the Extreme Maximum Press Awesome Entertainment universe, who would you pick?
I had so much fun drawing Avengelyne Glory that a part 2 to that would not be hard to turn. It would not be easy to turn down. I would love to draw that book. I think the two are just made to be in a book together.
Oh, for sure.
I loved it. They have different histories, but yet the same core values, and they both kick tremendous amount of ass. And I like the dichotomy in their heights. You know what I mean? So there's a little bit, the physicality of what Glory can do is more obvious in how she's drawn, whereas with Avengelyne, her strengths are not as obvious, but they're there.
Right.
So I just thought that was so much fun to be able to go and do that. Hopefully I could find what I wanted to send you here, because I just wanted to get your cold sort of reaction to it. All right, let me see if I can find it. But I'm sorry.
Now I'm curious. I can't wait to see what it is.
You will know immediately. Yes.
Yeah. So guys, less than 5 hours, 370 pages, lots of options. There's a source book, which I don't know if it's been mentioned what the source book is, but I assume it's the Avengelyne Bible that was published back in the. It's not.
It is a reprint of the San Diego Comic-Con one from last year, which is basically just most of my pencils from the first issue, along with some other accompanying artwork.
Oh wow!
Oh, right.
Has been shown and revealed before, and some that hasn't. It is the first time anyone's going to see it, unless you were on my Facebook page and so I posted it up. But yeah, that's I think there's one Andy Park pinup, but that entire book is just all my old Avengelyne work.
Oh, that's awesome!
Nice.
So it's fun, yeah.
And I believe isn't there a slipcase version that you can get the book and the source book together? I'm not sure if it comes.
There's a couple different ways where you can get the varying books in different forms and in the same. I mean, the guy who runs this campaign, the guy who actually physically sets it up, been doing it forever, and he knows how to do it. So.
Yeah, let's. I'll go through it while you look for that piece. You can get the digital Avengelyne source book for $10. There's a Rob Liefeld cover, and then there's the source book with an Andy Park cover.
Wait, Russ is running it, right? Russ Cassidy?
Yeah.
Yeah. Shout out to him for sure.
Yep.
So then you have all the Avengelyne #1 reprints. You got the Rob Liefeld, John Stinsman, Marat Michaels, Ryan Kincaid, different versions. You got the blood splatter versions, the Virgin covers. You got a digital omnibus for $30. You got the Avengelyne 1 Stinsman Liefeld, a dual signed.
Yeah, there's a lot of signed versions you can pick from as well. Even a Kathy Christian one, which I don't know how they tracked her down, but they did.
Yeah.
And you can. I know a lot of people went for that option. People were writing me saying, "I got to get the Kathy Christian one," because I mean, this is probably the only time you'll ever have the opportunity.
Yeah, that's really cool. There's I mean, the comic world I don't think has heard from Kathy
No,
Christian.
I haven't heard from her. And we, she was my partner with Avengelyne, or
Yeah.
Avengelyne, obviously. But Vampirella, before that, we went and did conventions. She was the Vampirella model.
Back in 2007 in Chicago, this is like when me and Mark met in person. Like I was hanging out with like Rob and Marat, and they were on break, and this guy came up. I think he was kind of known as the collector, and he had cards, and he's like, "Can you somehow get Rob to get in touch with me to get in touch with Kathy?" I'm like, "No, that's not my place. But when Rob gets back, you could ask him yourself." But yeah, like he's kind of known as the collector. So I remember that was a fun story that weekend. One of many, I should say.
We also have all the glow in the dark covers, the metal covers. Here we go. Avengelyne Omnibus and Source Book, $75 for both of them, physical versions. Oh, here we go. The 48-hour launch special. That was the Omnibus and the Source Book with the special slipcase, I believe.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, very cool.
Okay.
And then that final 24-hour special is the Bloody Collector's box. So a lot of cool things. I remember back in the day there was a Avengelyne box set for the first miniseries, which I feel like that was the first box set, at least in my. Yeah.
Wow. I got so many things on my list that I have to add that I've never seen before. Like I just found a variant from Mexico on Avengelyne #1. I didn't even know it existed. I'd forgotten about the Avengelyne Glory Avengelyne. Rob did his, I did mine, and then there was a case where we both signed our books or whatever.
Yeah.
And that was, I haven't seen that because I don't see these things sometimes, which
Yeah.
I hope is good.
I was wondering if you tried to at least have one of everything.
I did, absolutely, yeah. And I still have some that I had not attained because I had basically a good bit of everything that I worked on, but my storage got broken into and somebody absconded with everything in it, and in there was my entire lifelong collection of all my books in many copies and forms over the years. So now I'm going back, and I still haven't even found a Scarlet Crush #2 with my cover on it yet.
Yeah.
Because it's weird because I dig through dollar bins, but then I go to like price is marked and there's nothing there. So I don't know where the hell these books are.
Yeah.
We did them in so many different ways over the years. I mean, we really put together a lot of stuff,
Yeah, there's only one book from my career that I don't have a copy of, and it's when I worked with Rob. We did a relaunch of Brigade back in 2010, I think.
Yeah.
And there was a special retailer cover, and I don't have a copy of that. And I have it on my eBay save search. Every time it pops up, it's always like $100, and I'm like,
oh yeah. I had that issue with I did a Battlestar Galactica for a company cover. And there was two versions. There's a black and white, and then there's one that's in color. And every time I would see them on eBay, they'd be like $50-$60. And I'm like, I'm not that fond of my work. I don't want to pay that much. I really don't. So I was thumbing through a dollar bin and found a nice copy of it.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, this is out now. I was in Virginia, and I was just so happy because I was like, well, I don't have the other one yet, but maybe I'll find it someday. Okay, I found what I was looking for, and I'm sending it to you now.
Oh, where are you sending it?
I'm sorry, through Facebook.
Okay. Oh, I just got it.
Now I have a.
I had a feeling this was what it was going to be. I'll pull it up.
Yeah.
Whip it out.
So I guess back in, what was it, 2011, when I reached out to you to do the Avengelyne cover, we had started talking about doing a book together.
Yeah.
And I remember we met up at San Diego that year, and you presented me with this. Let me.
Yeah, that's where the funny story is, I think. Because I was there with Nate. You remember Nate?
Yeah.
Reynolds.
Yep.
And I'm like, oh, cool. I'm meeting up with Mark. Never met him before, but we talked on the phone. I want to show him the artwork. And you were just like, oh, yeah. And then you just took off with it.
I still have it.
And I said, did he just run off with that artwork? Did he just take that from me? Like, no, I didn't hold a grudge or anything, but I was just.
I still have it. I'll give it back to you next time I see it.
Oh my
Very
God.
out of the ordinary for the realm of comics to just take an artist's work and leave with it.
My bad. I thought you were giving it to me.
I you know what? I honestly figured that that's what you thought, because I couldn't conceive of any other reason that you would just come off with it like that, with such like, yeah, it's mine. So, I just figured, you just figured it was me giving it to you. So I don't care at this point, but it's a funny story for me to recount. And
I do. You think you know a guy?
You think.
Yeah,
but I will say this. When you and I were when you presented me with the idea, and maybe I stuck my 2 cents in, I don't know. But when we were going back and forth on story ideas, I had so much fun doing that with you. I think that we wrote together extremely well. We bounced shit off each other, and I think it made the story better and stronger and cooler. So yeah, it was a lot of fun doing that. I enjoyed it quite a bit.
This was for a book that never happened, called Hell to Pay.
Yes, and we can all see who the inspiration for the father figure is.
Yeah,
he was very obscure back then, but we had decided that was the guy that we wanted to represent the book. I can't. What is his name? I can't remember his name.
Jeffrey Dean Morgan.
Yeah, Jeffrey Dean Morgan. Exactly. Yeah, and he was not. He was only on Supernatural. He may have done 1 or 2 movies. I know he was on that medical show. What is it called? Grey's Anatomy. But really, the pop culture had not found him yet. And then he started doing all these comic book movies, and I was a guy on Walking Dead. So
absolutely, Mark, a generous gift from a valued peer.
There you go. That's what we're calling it. Yes.
Amanda B says, TMC, the Moral Compass borrowed artwork. We may need to refigure your name. I thought it was a gift. I'm so sorry.
That's all right. All right.
Yeah. So this was basically, I don't know if I should tell like the idea behind it, but
it was cool though. I like the idea. I thought it was really great.
Yeah.
Basically, it didn't fall into my wheelhouse in terms of drawing cars, because I'm terrible at it.
Right.
But I like the sort of dark, supernatural, strange to say, with Jeffrey Dean Moore, but that element to it really appealed to me, and I put my all into that one at the time. I loved working on that piece. I'm still very proud of it.
Yeah,
it's beautiful.
Strangely.
Maybe we can revisit it one day, John.
Hey man, you never know how things are going to pan out in this world.
Yeah.
Tank, I might give you a phone call.
But yeah, Hell to Pay. I still love this story. So yeah, you never know.
It was cool. Definitely.
And I'm so sorry I walked off with it.
Dude, if I didn't break your balls over that, I wouldn't be doing my job.
Yeah. So we're over the hour mark. We usually just go 1 hour here. John, anything else you'd like to add before we wrap it up?
I'm hungry, so probably not. But yeah, I mean, I appreciate you having me on. I appreciate the audience for supporting this omnibus, whether you're a part of this specific audience or not. I am always so grateful to the fans, because without them, I wouldn't have a career. And like I said, I've told you guys in private, not one negative comment in all the years I've been doing social media now. And people are just very kind, very nice. And I love my audience. And I hope to do right by you guys and continue to bring you stuff that you love as well. That's where I stand with all that. It's just, I want to be to today's comic audience what XYZ was to me when I was really just devouring comics, you know.
Yeah. Amanda B says, Hell to Pay will be my 26th campaign coming soon. Once we get this, triple connecting covers fulfillment done, John, the three of us will have to go out and shoot some toy hunting videos.
Mm-hmm.
For sure, man. I'm always down for that. I mean, I do it without a camera any day anyway. So I got no problem with that.
But John, where can people find you on social media?
Social media, it's just my name, John Stinsman. Facebook or Instagram. Instagram I don't do as much. Facebook I like because I get to interact with the audience and have conversations and stuff like that. So that's mainly where you can find me. Always available for new cover work, pinups, commissions. Just get in touch with me and I'll see what my schedule looks like and do the best I can by everybody, you know. I love it. This is the best job to ever have in the entire world. It really is.
John, thanks for joining us today. We'll have to have you back real soon,
appreciate it.
Talk all sorts of comics and toys. Guys, go out and back the Avengelyne Omnibus. Go back Type 1 by Sean Ahrendt. Go sign up for US Assassin 4, the Dogs of War John Stinsman variant covers. John, you'll have to, when we launch that, you'll have to join us.
Absolutely, of course.
Amanda B, thank you for Amanda. Thanks for sharing the links today. Chat, thanks for joining us. We'll be back this Monday. We're talking the 1980s movie Alligator on the Writhe and Pain Horror Movie Club. We'll see you then. Thanks for watching, guys.
Take care, guys.
Peace.
See ya.